Hey guys, welcome to Let's Talk Books, and this is The Invention of Sound by author Chuck Palahniuk. Okay, bellicose cult hero and nihilistic nutjob Chuck Palahniuk is at it again. He's released another book called The Invention of Sound. Okay, so where do I start with this one? The plot, which everyone would like to know, is a private detective by the name of Foster who's searching for his missing daughter and has been for decades now. There's Mitzi, which is a separate story. Mitzi is a sound creator for horror films. She creates the sound of screams. Mitzi's actual creates the scream sounds from real people that are being murdered. So that's how she feels that it's done best. And that's where it goes. So overall, being a fan of his early work, Fight Club, Survivor, Haunted and Diary, I was really looking forward to reading this, but I was kind of let down. I was disappointed. It sounded fantastic, sounded like it could be an amazing book, but it ended up really falling short on what I was really hoping that it would achieve. I didn't really feel connected to the characters, and in the end I really didn't care, and in the end I didn't even finish the damn book. So, you know, I'll give it 2 out of 5 stars. You know, maybe it's unfair because I didn't finish it, so maybe we had a fantastic ending. But when you get halfway through a book and you realize I don't really care what the next thing that happens in this book, then there's no real connection with those characters. And I feel that, you know, there's a lot of books out. There's a lot of Chuck Palahniuk books out there that you could read that are better than this one, in my opinion. Look up Fight Club, which was based on the movie, Survivor, Invisible, Monster, Haunted, Diary. Some I didn't quite like. Joke, Lullaby, Rant, Stranger Than Fiction. I don't know. His stuff is really, it's a cult status that he's got following him. I think when you pick up his book, get ready for a dark, disturbing Edgar Allan Poe or you know, or something along those lines. You know, it's very raw. It's on the, you know, up there with the kind of raw fiction of Charles Bukowski and J.D. Salinger and Easton Ellis in the 80s, and who did American Psycho and Less Than Zero. So there's a lot of, and I found something really interesting about Chuck, which was that he was actually in a workshop with Tom Spanbauer, who described that when you write, you should write. It's called dangerous writing. So you just write. Basically, you just write, and you write without remembering or understanding what you're writing about. Oops, rocks. And which I thought was really interesting and pretty amazing. I mean, the stuff that Chuck comes up with, it's not something that he's planned, it's just something that flows out of his head. It's good or bad, but part of the books that I really did enjoy, or part of the books I found interesting, was Mitzi. So if you're wondering what you get yourself in for, it'd be kind of like along these lines. And if I can read this part out, which is Mitzi could anticipate how a stranger would scream. She'd done this work so long and so often. In airports, she'd spy someone. In the supermarket, she knew who would scream for his mother and who would only scream. Experience, at least hers, showed that no one screamed for God. Fat or thin, black or white or Asian, men or women, young or old. She knew how their final moments on earth would sound. That's pretty disturbing. But if that's what you're into, or you're looking for something that really pushes the envelope, it's Chuck. I mean, he created Fight Club, so what he's achieved on a scale of writing and influences is absolutely phenomenal. But has he followed it up with masterpiece after masterpiece? Not in my opinion, you know. But you know, there's some great parts in the book, but it didn't carry me on to finish the book, didn't carry me on to get excited about it. It kind of got me a little bit got me really disappointed that, you know, after all this time, 1996 when Fight Club came out, that they're, you know, this many years later, I feel like I haven't really gotten the best out of them. I think there's a better, you know, I think my love for writing is always the connection with the characters, that they rope you in and you feel you can't put the book down. But I didn't experience that, definitely with this. And some of these other ones, Lullabies, Stuff, Rants, Stranger Than Fiction, there's a whole bunch of them that I just didn't get into. I started reading them and, you know, I got frustrated with them. Some I finished, some I didn't finish. You know, if you have any opinions or any thoughts about this book or any of his other books, I would definitely love to hear. Or even someone similar or someone who's got an interesting style of writing, please drop in a comment. You can like and subscribe, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter too much, I'm not doing this for that. I think I've only got 4 subscribers. If Chuck's out there, that'd be cool too. But hey, 4 subscribers, what's the likelihood? But, you know, would love to hear anybody's thoughts on books like this and anything similar. Definitely if you've read one of his other books or you disagree with anything that I've said or agree with anything, feel free to drop in a comment. If you do, yeah, that'd be great. Let's talk books. Cheers.